Bruchim Abon B'Shem Hashem. I'm not speaking tonight, don't worry. On behalf of English Torah, I'd like to welcome the Taya Choshev Oilem, everybody here, everybody upstairs, there's Noshim, people all over the world joining in to the Shiurim. Tremendous Zikar Rabbim we have here in Flatbush and in Borough and Williamsburg. Tremendous Kiddush Hashem, and just want to remind the Oilem again, tomorrow night, Mez Hashem, is the big Simcha of the Din of English Torah in Young Israel Avenue, East 22nd Street. It's not just about a Geschmack in dinner. It's not just about Ishas Reyam Chazak. Everybody comes together and get Chizik Chodesh for the new year. It's not just about to hear the G'dol Yisrael of Eretz Yisrael and America speaking to us, but it's about showing our Koras HaTorah for English Torah all over the world. Our Botz HaTorah. Is it the Worldwide Shovim Project? Taras HaMishpacha Worldwide? Is it Yeshivas Ben Azmanim in many locations? Is it Daily Shurim? Whatever project, Tamicha for Talmidei Chachamim, you're coming to be Mechazik Klal Yisrael. And this is a big achana for the Yom Adin. And you come, everybody should come besimcha, lechazek, uleschazek. Today, we're the schiyah to have one of the G'dolei Rosh Yeshivas with us. Tremendous schiyah. He has thousands of Talmidim. Rosh Yeshiva, Yeshiva Darkei Torah, Rav Agon, Rabbi Yaakov Bender Shlita. 1 minute, I have to say call announcements. Rosh Yeshiva, as Bechazik Klal Yisrael. But he found the time, it's important, Tzaddik Rosh Yeshiva cares about everybody, Klal Yisrael. So he wants to speak to every Machiden. Today's shir is being supported by Rabbi Dover Lang, Nishmas Ishta Dvar Bas Yisrael, Fisher family, Nishmas Rabbi Avram, Rabbi Yosef, and Raskin family, Nishmas Rabbi Yom Moshe Ben Avram Karmi, and also Rabbi Alti Freilach. Now have the covered and schit to call Rosh Yeshiva, Rav Agon, Rabbi Yaakov Bender Shlita, Rosh Yeshiva's Darkei Torah, to tell us who are our heroes. Rosh Yeshiva Shlita.
David Lang, you said? David Lang. Oh, David Lang, sure we know them. I thank Rabbi Ball for his kind words. The title tonight was, I asked Rabbi Ball about 2 months ago, and we decided I think this is the last night of this summer sessions, correct? Tomorrow night is the big dinner, which I hope you'll be very much liach with Hashem. So I asked Rabbi Ball then what I should speak about. He said, speak about positive things. I assume he probably thought that after 2 months of drushes, everybody got beat up already for 2 months straight. It was Musar and more Musar. So positive. So the title was, I think, The Heroes of Klal Yisrael. I want to thank also the Boston Rav, who's not here right now, for hosting every year after year, fixed up the shul very nicely. And Rabbi Bull particularly, it just shows what one single individual could do. One individual went and made a program, he runs it by himself. How much out of his pocket he runs it, and Baruch Hashem. So we're very grateful to him. Who are the heroes of Klal Yisrael? The heroes of Klal Yisrael, Rabbi says, sitting right here. They're sitting in every Medrash. Rabbi Bull says there are thousands of people watching now. Everybody's a hero, Rabbi say. What's going on today with Torah, it's hard to imagine that between 1900 and 1920, 2 million Jews came from Russia. 2 million Jews. And Kamat Kulay assimilated. There's Kamat, nothing left. I see Rabbi Siegel sitting here. We grew up in Williamsburg then. What did we have? How many people were from? And talking about in the 50s, how many people were from? Garnish McGarnish, GMG, nothing with nothing. Garnish McGarnish, GMG. What happened over here? The heroes are, Rabbi say, people are sitting at 9 o'clock at night. Well, easily could be sitting home, getting himself a TV, sitting back on a recliner and watching, and you're coming here to learn. I feel sorry you have to listen to me, but really, the heroes of Klal Yisrael, Rabbi Metzger, one man over there, you're sitting here, Rabbi Metzger. There's one Shemri Shabbos shul, Rabbi say, that became the pace setter. Your kids are running a program in the summer in the mountains. I spoke to them this summer. It's your kids, the twins. Rabbi Metzger went ahead and made the Shemri Shabbos minyan of Borough. You imagine the millions of people, millions of davening that's gone on in what they call minyan factories today, because one Jew said it's going to happen. Ask him later when the last time he missed Tefillah B'tzibur. Ask him. He won't remember. That's how long it was. 78. Who knows how many years ago? I don't say how old he is. So you have the heroes of Klal Yisrael. Are the people who every day someone speak about tonight. I normally never go over time, and I hope not to go over tonight, but there's so much to talk about. The heroes of Klal Yisrael. Every person here. What's going on is incredible. Mamish incredible what's going on. The learning of Torah, you can't find looking for anything. There's a pasuk in next week's parsha. Parsha Kislev at the end of the parsha. After the Shvera Chumash, the Shvera Chumash of Chumash Devarim, which is mostly until this week's parsha, and last week's parsha a little bit, it's all Musar, Vaita, more Musar. It's the ultimate Musar Shmuz, Moshe Rabbeinu, Eila Dvarim. He really sums it up before we get, after the Teichah. The Teichah is the final blow. Rahman al-San, let's come to Klal Yisrael Teicha, next week's parsha. Then it says, "Vayikru Moshe Klal Yisrael Hayim Aleim," etc., etc., etc. "V'nosan Hashem lochem leiv ladas." HaKadosh Baruch Hu didn't give you the leiv, the heart with which to understand. Bina comes from the heart. Ve'inayim lirais, and eyes with which to see. Ve'oznayim l'shmaya, and ears with which to hear. Interesting pasuk. Hashem didn't give it till today. What's today? Rashi is based Rabbi Yisrael and Chazal. This command, no Rashi, not based on Babli, Rishalmi, Sifra, Sifri, Teretz Kayanim, the Medrash Tanchuma. Rashi says it's in Lashon over here. I think he says it twice in Old Chumash. Shamati Zok Rashi, I heard. Rashi's not basing it on the Chazal. Yichog what I hear. That day, when he said you didn't get the heart, the eyes, and the ears till that day, he's talking about that day, the Nasan Moshe Sefer HaTorah L'Bnei Levi. Moshe had one Sefer Torah, and he gave it to Parashat Vayelech to Bnei Levi. He gave it to them, right? K'moshe Kosuv, it says in Vayelech, Vayitna al HaKohanim Bnei Levi. He gave the Sefer Torah to the Kohanim Bnei Levi. Bo Kol Yisrael L'Fnei Moshe. God's Klal Yisrael came before Moshe Rabbeinu. V'yomalei said to him, here goes, Klal Yisrael is coming together again. They all came. Vayilainu, all the Vayilainus of Chumash you have, all of and we have all those Musa Shmusim. We're talking about heroes now, Rabbi say. The opposite. There's time for Musa, of course. And they said to Moshe Rabbeinu, Af anu amadnu b'Sinai. We also stood in Sinai. We received the Torah. We didn't know what was given to us, to Reuven, Shevet Reuven, Shevet Binyamin, Shevet Judah. Everybody got the Torah. We didn't know what. Why are you giving the control of the Torah to your Sheva? You know, why are you giving them the Torah? What are you doing? They'll say to us one day tomorrow, meaning when you are no longer here, Moshe Rabbeinu. Your Torah, it's ours. This happened in Parshas Kairach. When Kairach said, come on, we also want to covet. So what's going to happen over here? Simach Moshe al Adover. Moshe Rabbeinu became Sameach. He became excited. The opposite of what happened by Kairach. You want to learn Torah from Hebes? As he said to them, Hayayim Hazeh, thank you. Hayayim Hazeh, Niyesol today you're a nation because you want to learn Torah. Is there a bigger Niyesol than today in Klal Yisrael? Rabbi Morty Melman just told me a few minutes ago that right now, a few blocks away, there's another shir going on. Rabbi Yibrid is giving a vat tonight. Rabbi, you turned this vat in the shir, it's unbelievable. Do you know there's tens of thousands of people learning Daf Yomi? I went to the first big siyum Daf Yomi, 3,000 people. Today, what's going on today? What a dire, the heroes of Klal Yisrael that are sitting and learning every minute. The heroes of Klal Yisrael, you know what we are? We think of ourselves in a different way, Rabbi say. It didn't exist. All this Torah they're learning. This is the pasuk is telling us, Hayayim Hazeh. Hashem didn't give you till today. You know why? Because Klal Yisrael is saying, we want the Torah. Come to Yid, Rabbi Paul comes along and he makes a program, and thousands of people are watching all over the world. It's pasuk, Rabbi say, pasuk Zach. It's a pasuk Zach. There's a pasuk in Parshas Yisrael. Rabbi said the other day there was a child that was lost. 1,500 people dropped what they were doing to go search for one little 6-year-old kid. For 6.5 hours the child was lost. A nephew of mine. A great nephew of mine. Baruch Hashem, he's fine. I went to go see him tonight before I didn't make it in time. Klal Yisrael exists by other in the word, other people in the world that exist, that idea, would drop what we're doing. I remember now when Suri Feldman was lost, Rabbi Say. So was lost, as many of those who remember it. A bus came from the Miri Yeshiva to go search for Suri Feldman. You know who's getting on the bus? If Shul Berman was getting on the bus. Remember, Shul was getting on the bus. Who had not long before a massive heart attack. A kind. I remember once in the mountains when I was taking my shvager of Chaim Leib Epstein, another kid got lost in a Satmar camp. He's going. On Shabbos, he's going. I said, Chaim Leib, you can't go. He was going on Shabbos. Klal Yisrael. So the pasuk, as I listen to this pasuk, a murdig thing. Rabbi say, I put together different places. What I'm saying now is mamish murdig. I met a Jew, a Yid. He told me that in World War II, he followed around the Goyin of Aaron Kotel Zechatzaddik V'Kadosh L'Vracha on all his appeals to what's called an organization called Vadatzola. Vadatzola means they were going to save Yidden in Europe. Yeshiva Light in Japan and Shanghai, wherever they were saving people, and Rabbi went around. And he said he followed him around, as he told me, and he gave the exact same drasha every single place he went. A pasuk in Parshas Yisro. Nobody go close to the mountain, it says over there. Pen Yersu, you go too close to the mountain, you know what's going to happen? V'nafal mimenu rav. Many might die. So Rashi, afilu echad mimenu nikra rav. One is thousands. One person is in Klal Yisrael. What bothered Rashi, of course? Pashit. Diktuk, why should it say v'naflu mimenu rav? Why does it say v'nafal? It should have said v'naflu. It didn't say v'nafli. It should have been a lashon rabbin, no? It means many people. So Rashi, afilu echad mimenu is called a rav. One Jew by Klal Yisrael. You know what it means to save a Jew? It means to save one Yid. So the world stopped. Less than a week ago. The world stopped. There's a kid, a Yiddish kid missing. A child is missing. We can't function now. So the shul, I'm going on the bus. I'm going over there with a car on Shabbos. Ain't Yid? You have a organization called Hatzolah, Rabbi say. How did Hatzolah happen? How did Hatzolah happen? A nice Yid, Herschel Webb, Shabbat, Fuhr Shalema. Herschel Webb is he's this big, Rabbi say. He was standing in front of the Polish table. The heroes of Christ are standing in front of the Polish table on Radley Street in Williamsburg. And the Yid collapses. And they called, those days you didn't call 911, you called 0 for the operator. They waited and they waited and they waited and they waited. And the Yid is 45 minutes. He was nifta. Rabbi Herschel ever knew about medicine? Like zero. He says, this cannot be. This cannot be b'shamayfin. We're going to make a Chavrat Tzula. 1967. I believe that was the year. Can't be. Herschel over Shechus to medicine, nothing, zero. He put together Chassidish in the light. It is the largest volunteer first aid volunteer organization in the entire world today. From Erlich Yidin, the heroes of Klal Yisrael. When they made Hatzolah in Flatbush, I want to tell you what took place. There were 4 members of Shul Birnbaum with Gehasen. Shul Birnbaum was Torah, make an organization. The 4 volunteers went up to a room 35, Reb Chaim Puzhansky's classroom. And in walks Herschel Weber with 4 knakta, bracha, and oxygen tanks. He puts them on the desk. There wasn't even a case, Rabbi say, nothing. You had to have a special wrench to open it up. And he hands out each of the 4 guys a first aid book from the American First Aid Corps. And he hands them a bag of stickers. He says, tonight you walk around to the whole community and give out stickers to put on the phone. Then it was Evergreen 7, 387-1750. The guy said, we don't know anything. The 4 guys said, we don't know nothing. Don't worry. He said, this is oxygen tank. He says, you go around first to hand out stickers to the whole population of Flatbush. That's it. And then they'll call you. But they can't call me. Make arrangements. He said, we're an ambulance. That's all. They made arrangements with a company called Midwood Ambulance. I think it's still around, Midwood Ambulance. Thanks, Midwood Ambulance. That if there's a call, they're not doctors. You're not doctors. He says, you're there to stabilize the patient until they go. And those today, there's medics, all good to Zachen. That's our job. Finished. So guy has chest pains, turn on the oxygen tank. Give him oxygen. What if guy has a headache? Give him oxygen. What if a guy breaks his leg? Give him oxygen. Actually, what are you going to do over there? Hatzolah is the biggest part of the entire Flatbush, entire Hatzolah organization anywhere, because the heroes of Klal Yisrael. One Yid said it's going to be, and today you can't get into them. You can't become a member. There's only people who want to become members. They don't want people to come rusty. It's very important. I asked once the head of the organization what shot. They're afraid if a guy doesn't go too often, he'll become rusty, so they want to have a limited amount of people. Yid HaGezen, v'nafal mimenu rav, ein Yid, Rabbi say. The Targum says, look at the Targum, by Cain, Ayei Hevel Achicha, where's Hevel? Kol Dmei Achicha, sagt HaKadosh Baruch Hu to Cain, Kol Dmei Achicha tzaikim elim al Adama. You know what the Targum says? Listen to the Targum, Rabbi say. I can say, the words are amazing. Listen to the Targum, what is made with sorry. Yeah. Hevel Achicha. The blood for all those children that Hevel would have had and grandchildren are screaming out from the earth. It would have been what it means 1 person to die. It means Dairis and Dairis and Dairis and Dairis. For Nafli Menurav. So what heroes of Klal Yisrael? There's heroes sitting here in every room in the whole Eden. We're unbelievable. We're unbelievable. What goes on, Best Rabbi say? We're such a special people. To start off, instead of you're sitting and learning Torah, you're special, giving up the time to learn Torah. Is such a group. Handicapped children today. And I have out. When I was a kid growing up, they sat in the back of the room, they sucked their thumb. Kid can't learn. He sat there, dummy, he got D's on his report card, U's and Z's, whatever they gave him on the report card and finishing. You know what's going on today? I went to visit Camp Hisk a few weeks ago. They asked me to come. The schwerste Choloim over there. The Ava from the counselors, from the giving over to the kids. It's the rush, 271 kids. Rive of them are Cholim in hospitals. They have an infirmary that's to take care of 200 of the kids every single day. Just ask. And how many camps don't have special groups for the Down syndrome kids? What's going on for Cholim for sick? Chai Lifeline. What goes on? Chai Lifeline, Camp Simcha. What goes on? We don't stop. Everybody stop to think about our heroes. What's going on today? What we are, Klal Yisrael. They have to make campaigns for money. Those who don't go. How are they giving guilt? Chai Lifeline. What's going on today? Rabbi said there were two Shvatim, Binyamin and Dan. Binyamin, what's their shaykhs to each other? Part of the 12 Shvatim, right? Binyamin and Dan. What's an amazing thing? Chavetz Chaim says something Kainzef, so later. Baruch Shekivanti. He says. Yes, this kasha. Binyamin and Dan, whenever there's a census or a count in Chumash Bamidbar, that's where the counts all are, Binyamin and Dan are next to each other. There's no really rhyme or reason. They're not from the same mama. They weren't in the age order. I said, why are they together? Why are they together? And yes, Daiti, I think the Pshat is Poshet. Pshat is Poshet. Binyamin and Dan, look, even by the Nisim, Binyamin and Dan. By the Golem, Binyamin is the third one. The last one, third one of the third degel, and the first one of the fourth degel is done. They're together all the time. You're about Kari Lang, you know? Binyamin and Dan are together all the time. It's an amazing thing. Always together for us. Because when Klal Yisrael came down to Mitzrayim from Eretz Yisrael, Binyamin came with 10 children. If you look at Vayigash, Rashi points out exactly why each one of the names of Binyamin were the names Chupim. Because I missed the Chuppah of my brother Yosef. 10 children. B'nei Dan Chushim, and B'nei Dan, the ganze Welt fragt the Kasha. What's B'nei, plural? B'nei Dan Chushim, a lot of truths in B'nei Dan Chushim. Why is it plural? On the answers Pashut, Rabbi say. Binyamin comes with 10 kids. And Dan has one handicapped child. The Gemara Saiti Gimel tells us, a very good thing. He couldn't hear, he couldn't talk. In the olden days, Rabbi say, it was Shreklach. When we were growing up, that was a sign language. People who couldn't hear, they were relegated to nothing, to obscurity. They couldn't do anything. There's still older people today that you see, mamas couldn't do anything, couldn't function. Today it's all cochlear implants, but so Don has himself one child who's handicapped, right? So to the Gemara in Saita, what happens when it came time to bury Yaakov Avinu Marasach Pela? Along comes Esav. He says, "It's mine. It's mine." Oh no, you sold the B'chara to our father Yaakov. Really? Where's the star, Zok Esav? Smart cookie, Esav. Where's the star? We have the star. It's in Eretz Mitzrayim right now. Sorry, it's mine, Zok Esav. They took Naphtali, Ayola Shlucha. Naphtali ran back to Mitzrayim to go get the star. He ran very quickly. He went to get the star. In the meantime, comes along the Gemara says, Chushim Bem Danu couldn't hear. They couldn't hear. Chaim Shulevitz says, oh, gewaldig, long, wonderful shmuz. What's the gear to us in this story that Chushim couldn't hear? Not for now. A murder shmuz he gives. So Chushim and Dan comes over, he sees trouble, goes over to Esav, he chops off his head. His head rolls into the Maras Machpelah, and that's the Ruach HaKodesh of Rivka Imenu at the end of the Parshas told us, Lama Eshkal Gam Eshnechem B'Yom Echad. Why should I lose both of you the same day? Referring to this, they both buried on the same day, Yaakov and Esav. Who does it? He said, we're the Shvatim. 12 powerful, shifted Yisrael. Dan comes along. And it says, the handicapped one. He's the one. He's in control. Let's wait. So how many people? Binyamin is 10. Mathematicians, get ready. And how much is done? 1. Let's go to Bamidbar, the first major census. Sheva Binyamin has, right? Sheva Binyamin has, okay, in the thing, 35,400 people, I believe. So how much did Dan have? Mathematicians. 3,540. 200 years later, he has 335. He's 1/10. Binyamin has 35,400, and Dan has 62,700 people, almost double. That's like 20 times more almost than Binyamin. What happened? Binyamin came with 10 people. Now he's 35,400. Dan came with one person, Nebuch, a hinke dicke Nebuch. And look what he is. Because Dan said, I'm not going to let my son fall by the wayside. I'm going to make him into something. I'm going to take my handicapped son and make him into something. That's B'nai Dan, Rabbi say. That's the plural. The Torah is telling us the plural. You know why? Look what came out of one Dan because one Chushim because his father Dan. So I'm not going to let what's going on today to help handicapped children, Rabbi say. I wish I shouldn't say this. Everybody would do the same thing helping out these kids. But all right, no musa today. It's unbelievable, Rabbi say. It's unbelievable. What's going on? All these organizations. And half-life a fella. I went to a chasana last night. Starshevsky came over to me. I want to take a picture with me. I said, Givaldig! And he sent me the picture today. I was so excited. You know I'm talking about the Sandonuda. Because today we're taking care of these kids. Every Jew counts. There's Binyamin and Don, Rabbi say. Marry the Galim with Binyamin and Don. Doesn't matter you have 10 kids and I have 1 kid and he's handicapped. Look what he could become. The Gemara tells us, Rabbi say, famous Gemara in Tainus, there was a Yid called Nachem Ish Gamzu. Talking about heroes. Everybody's a hero. You open that Gemara. When you have a chesed to go listen to a sports game and you open up your Gemara, you're a hero, Rabbi say. You're a hero, whatever you're doing. Whatever you're doing, because you open a Gemara, what's going on with Dirshu? The amount of people taking tests. I took the test once. It's scary. I do that for Yamin. I'm doing this year, this round with Taisus. Got to find time. It's a big problem. I got to do 2 yeshiva, shaprakim yeshiva. It's difficult. I get shiur in yeshiva, but I find time. You know, I do by chasnas. You can't talk to me by chasnas. I got to find it. I have to have time by chasnas. Sitting, you waste an hour waiting for the photographer to come down. It's a perfect time. You go hide somewhere and finish. And it's hard. It's very hard. We are the heroes, Rabbi say. We are the heroes. Every Jew, wherever he is a hero. Nachem Ish Gamzu is traveling home to Shver. And he has donkeys laden with all kinds of wonderful foods. And he was going home a happy man. Nachem Ish Gamzu, he called Nachem Ish Gamzu because no matter whatever happened, he used to say, Gamzu l'toiva. Everything happens l'toiva. And the Gemara says stories about him. And Ani comes over to him and he says to him when he's riding along, he says, Parnaseini, give me a pesessin. Give me something to eat. He says, Hamtain. Wait a minute, I can't get off the donkey, and I'll open up a pack, I'll give it to eat. He gets off, he starts unpacking, and the Yid never dies. Gemara. Nachem Ish Gamzu gets so upset. You know what he says? His eyes that didn't have Rahmanis on him should be cut out. I should go back to the story. What happened was the Talmidim came to visit him. I left out the first part of the story. Talmidim came to visit him, and he was laying on a bed without hands, without feet, without eyes, and all 4 posts of the bed were in pails of water that the ants shouldn't crawl up on him. So they said, Rebbe, what happened to you? What happened to you that you're such a matzav? You're laying in such a matzav. Wow, how did this happen to you? I'll take a hand for this story. The Pa'amechos, he was going. So he says his eyes, because the eyes didn't have Rahmanis, the hands didn't move fast enough, the feet didn't move fast enough. Should all be cut off, Rahman al-Islam. The Gans Rector Chaim Shmulevitz Sefer, what did he do wrong? What did he do wrong? He said, wait a second, I'm sure he didn't kratz around. He jumped off probably. And he opened up the package. And he said, here. Oh, too late. No, my hands, my feet, his hands. It's it, finished. He says, what did he do wrong? What's the He said it in Yiddish. I heard it from someone who was there at the Shul of Yehuda Havel Zechat Tzadik Levracha, the executive director now Yeshiva, the Talmud of Reb Chaim Shmulevitz. He said over in Yiddish, he imitated Reb Chaim's voice. He should have had a roll in his pocket in case another comes to him. So bulka in keshena. He should have a bulka, a challah roll in his pocket. Here, immediately. Should never go to a hospital. It goes on in hospitals today. They're vying to bring you food. The bigger chaylims. You ever ask what's going on in the bigger chaylims? My son's saying he's in Berkpez, an organization called Achiezer. They have 7 hospitals already with whatever you want, Shabbos. The food is not just them and the bigger chaylims in Borough Park and Mount Sinai Square, 24/7 organization. You don't have to wait for a bulk. It's there wherever you turn. The organization. You're talking about heroes? Klai today. What goes on today? There's not a place a person goes today in rooms and big rooms, whatever you need today. There's 6 zillion buklach and 6 zillion keshach today. That's what's going on today. We are an unbelievable nation, Rabbi say. We do have a better nation than us. The big what they do is incredible. Person gets sick in the community, call an ambulance, bring a car, pick you up. I thought it there, sitting the Bachar now Yeshiva. For some Yosef Chaim and Dvar Lei, he needs a refuah shleim, Yossi Hecht. He came over to visit me. He had to go for chemo in Manhattan. So he said, I got to go now. He said, I told him my driver to pick me up. Who's your driver? I walk him out to the front of the yeshiva, the building. One of the nicest balabatim, a quiet, wonderful man, drives up with a very nice car. And he says, oh, there's my driver, he says to me. I said, you also? He said, why? He said, I retired, he said. I'm retired now. What should I do the whole day? He learns, by the way, the sheet. I'm going to see his name, probably get upset with me. El Chayid, bless him, Goldberg, wonderful people. I retired, so what do I do with my time? He came to pick up Yossi Hecht to take him to the hospital for chemotherapy. I said, do you realize how many hours this is going to be? If radiation he was going, I'm sorry. How many hours going to Manhattan? From Far Rockaway? I schlepped going to Shikosov. It's a 5-hour day. And he does it all the time, this man told me. He's not a hero, Rabbi say. He could sit home, relax, go for a walk with his wife. He can do whatever he wants, Rabbi say. He comes up with a fancy car. Nice car, regular car. Takes the guy and puts him into the car. Takes him to the hospital, and he waits 3 hours while they're doing it and drives him back. We're not heroes. What's going on with us? The houses for Erchim that's going on. You know, Chatzah Person Memorial, Sloan Kettering. The apartments that are lifted up. The apartments, the big Chelim was going on. You know, every big Chelim has for everybody a Mishpacha magazine if you want to eat Mishpacha. Not just food. Whatever you want, they give you. By the summer ones, they give them the blot and the whatever they give them. Prepare. Your Jews should feel comfortable. I need to feel comfortable. The heroes of Klal Yisrael, what's going on. I have a list here where I say 50 different things. I asked people to help me out. I'm not going to get to all 50 today. Organizations. You know, in Lakewood, there's a sign for Gemachs. Gemachs there on the yeshiva. When I looked at the sign about 10 years ago, there were 250 Gemachs on there. I counted the Gemachs. 250 Gemachs. You name it, you can have a Gemach for it. There was Yid Ziv Rothschild. So Chayna Levracha, what a heilig Yid he was. He had the table and chairs Gemach. On Forest Avenue, big garage. You have to write nothing down. You need to make a simcha in Lakewood. You can't make money today. These are in Lakewood if you're a guy who rents out chairs and tables. Unless you rent the fancy ones for who knows what. You can't. You just go up to the garage, you pick up the garage, you take the tables and chairs and return them. And if he loses a few, you used to say afterwards, who cares? Whatever you need. There's a pamper gemach. Rabbi, a pamper gemach, if you need pampers, you have 5 minutes before Shabbos, what do? You can run over somebody and get pampers. Pens and pencils, Sachen, whatever you need. We're not heroes, Klal Yisrael. Go try telling it to the Ummah Yisrael. Try telling it to them what goes on by us. Try telling it to them. Try telling them what it means. Wherever you turn, there's Bulkalach and the Keshes. Wherever you turn today. You can't go anywhere without it. It's unbelievable. I'm trying to choose now a little bit. There's a American coming to Mem Beis and Sukkah. We're 2 blocks away from Mem Beis and Sukkah. I'm a little bit ahead. I go a little bit. I'm always afraid I'll fall behind. I'm a little OCD-ish. But kids, so in Sukkah, the Mishnah brings over there different halachas that you can't do A till you do B. The Gemara brings that you can't do C till you do D. For example, a child can't wear tefillin. Why? Because he can't watch them in the kiyas. When he's able to watch the tefillin in the kiyas, he can put it on. You don't give a child a lulav to shake until he knows how to do that nuum. The Gemara is interesting. The Gemara says that if a child wants to go to the Geiren to get the Isis over there in the Geiren, right away, get them ready, he can only go after he starts ducheling. There was either of Holland that was nifted this year. Chicago Rav, when Ali in Eretz Yisrael, Gar Chashav Rav, I heard this kasha many years ago. Yes, the kasha, everything has a connection. You shake the lulav until you know how to do nanum. You can't put on tefillin until you know how to keep them in betira, right? You can't go to get the rice until you duchen. Well, what's the shaykhs? So the Marita Gevarti says, forever the kohen is a nemer. As a nemer, a kohen. He takes and he takes and he takes. You want to take? First give. Bench to other people. Bench Klal Yisrael. Be'ava. It's not enough to bench. Got to bench him be'ava. When you learn how to bench a Jew, then you can go take the mices for yourself. Before that, you can't take it. What do you give? Rabbi say. What it was to be, I'm offending anybody's sensitivities here, I don't know the element over here online. What it means to be childless? What it means to be childless for Rahman al-Islam today's day? All days and ages. I remember growing up after the war. We were after the war, there were many people in Williamsburg didn't have kids. Shver Zach, Rabbi said, the Eibishter will take care of all of those people. 120 years, he has his cheshbainis. So Shver Zach, we have 2 organizations at a time, and by the Olam, what they're doing for people? There's so many bulkalach, Rabbi say. You named the problem. These are not heroes. One Yid Bachnut never had his own children, Rabbi say. Never had his own children, Bachna. Never. And he made an organization for Klal Yisrael. People should have children. We're living in a day, Rabbi say, of so much hatava, of so many heroes, and so much chesed, and so much Torah at the same time. The Torah is incredible wherever you turn, Rabbi say. Shuls are packed with people sitting and learning. What's going on is incredible. Rabbi say, Rabbi Bull says, the heroes, where you turn is heroes. So many heroes. Klal Yisrael's heroes. We're special people. We're special people. Yisayimim, Rabbi say. Yisayimim. Almanais. I have a president of Yeshiva, Ronnie Laundry, once told me, Mary the Geberti told me. He says, words change over time. They have new definitions. I'll give you my own mashal. The word chill. 30 years ago, it meant something is cold, it gets chilled. Right? Today, it's not the word chill. Guy is not behaving, chill out, pal, right? Chill out, a different word. But he said to you, one word never changed in all the years. Since Mountain Torah, the word Almana. I lived in Almana for many, many years, my mother, Lashon. She was strong, she brought Simchas Chaim into our house. You say, man, you know what it's like? Where Rashi says, if you start up with Almana Yosim, I can't say it out of your mouth. So Rashi says over there, by the way, always bothered me. Who adin l'chol adam? Rashi says over there, mishpatim. It's not only true for Yisayim. Anybody you chepa, if you start up with somebody, same din. Who adin l'chol adam? Now it's very hard to understand the next Rashi, the next line of Rashi. The Torah speaks about what's commonplace. They're weak. It's commonly found. People gave them pain. Vice versa in Europe, other places. There's a story of the Chavetz Chaim that a person warned the lady, if you don't pay the rent to get out. And he went and took off the roof of the house, and a dog killed him, and he died of Misa Meshuna. The Chavetz Chaim said he should watch himself. Chavetz Chaim gave Klaus. Chavetz Chaim brought down the story. So it wasn't who adin l'chol adam. Chaim goes over to Shmuli and gives him a patch. Who adin l'chol adam? It doesn't make any sense, Rabbi say. Who adin l'chol adam? The person, inadvertently we chepa people. Everybody. So I always learn pshat. It doesn't mean who adin l'chol adam. Anybody that's zebrachet. In America, there's words today. Harry's, Nebs. By me, those are full-letter words. What do you mean, Harry? You make fun of a guy, he's a Harry, he's a Neb, he's a this, he's a that. If you check with somebody that's a brachen, and I tell you, I was in the Chavetz Chaim Sefer Be'er, I'm Chaim Dagdom on the Lavan, he says over there, brings the Rashi, who adin l'chol, nefesh umlo. He adds two words. It's a bechilta, I think. He adds two words. It's a brachen a mensch. A bacham came over to me, a bacham besmed, 21-year bacham came over to me. I hear this, everybody say. Says, Rabbi, how can you always worry about the Yisayim? Why don't you worry about the divorced kids? I said, happen to be, I worry about the divorced kids also. He says, but no one has Rachmanis on us. He says, Shidduchim are impossible. Yisayim people feel it's chashiv. He says, we grew up in houses where fathers and mothers were always fighting. It's so not kishmak. And everybody's worried about Yisayim. He's right. Going to Chavetz Chaim now? Never shalom lo. But you know what's going on in organizations today? What's going on? There's a Links organization. A Saga Links organization is for girls Yisayimais. I try to go there for Shabbos once in a while. Do you know that? And the Shlomi's Club, named for Shlomi Gross, is the boys' part of the organization. The sister for divorced ladies, the men have their own organization. Massive organization, sister to sister, helping out people. There's Samchenu for Almanis. You don't have enough room that to divide it up now. And the Samchenu for the younger ones and the older ones. Because there's so many people for Almanis. You know what they do with this? How they wine and dine the women? By Samchenu. How they wine and dine the Yisayim, what they give for the Yisayimim. And for these organizations. Never existed in Rabbi Say. Today's dire. The heroes of today's dire. What's going on today is incredible, Rabbi Say. Incredible. Yisayim, what in the Chol Adam? Everybody. Get a rachmanis on people. Didn't exist before, Rabbi Say. Today, in our dire, we have it. In our dire, it's incredible, Zachan. And what goes on is incredible out there. The heroes of Klal Yisrael. What a nation of people we are. A saga of who we are. It's this pashit. People are giving zikh with kids that are off the derech. People say there were no kids off the derech. We were growing up. Sure. And I'm George Washington. No kids. After 8th grade, my father's a Chornel of Racha. was a Maggid Shir in Tervadas. Very close friends, Rabbi Bald's uncle. Very close friends. He was a Shatchan, you know that? Huh? Yeah, first. Shapsi Bald, are you kidding? Blumi was knew your mother, right? Knew your mother. My father knew Shapsi. Not Pashut, Rabbi say. I wanted to say I had a point about that. Huh? Off the derech. I want to say one more thing I wanted to say. So they took my father out of his job as a 10th grade Rebbe, Rabbi Avram Pam, Zichar Baruch with the 9th grade Rebbe. My father was the 10th grade Rebbe. Rabbi Baruch Kaplan later founded the Shaka was the 11th grade Rebbe. Rabbi Reuven goes up to my father, I'm putting you in as Manal of the junior high in Tarvadas. So I said, I like teaching. Yankel Schiff was in his class. He had such Talmidim. That Shech, my mother once told me that when my father used to take Kakasha or Kivega, whatever, on a Friday morning, and the Brachim would come Friday night to his house. Cake and soda wasn't Chelton those days. Cake and soda to the house, they'd all come, and there was a massive snowstorm on Friday. Massive snowstorm, and the Brachim didn't come, of course. 12 o'clock is a knock on the door. Yankel Schiff, the Brisker, only sole surviving child of the Brisker Rav, Yankel Schiff's wife. Yankel Schiff was an American boy. He comes to the house, Rebbe, 12 o'clock at night, next door, I have a terrace in your kasha. My father told me, he loved teaching. He loved teaching. Rabbi Reuven Grzowski told him, no, the kids are going to public school after elementary school. You got to stop it. My father was a young American dynamic mentor who went to Europe to learn. He was a dynamite of a person, and he put him in, and it helped Taka a lot. My father told me he felt big, misgiving this year. One of the derech kids, and people give up their lives today. There's a Wallenstein family what they're running over there in the yeshiva. You have a saga with the running the yeshiva. We have a problem for rugby. I call them right away. There's so many organizations today. Heroes of Klal Yisrael. We are a special nation. What's going on today? It's not shy. I keep saying it again and again and again. We're different, Rabbi say. We're different. We worry about people. We worry about one person. You have a flat tire, you worry, Rabbi say. You call Chaverim. 3 o'clock in the morning, no problem. He's there right away. Rabbi Trank told me today that his son had to get something out of his car and he wasn't around. So he got it out of his car. He said, Rabbi Trank, the Manal now yeshiva. So yes, Shmuley afterwards, how'd you get out of my car? He says, the door locked is a problem for me. He says to him, you weren't around. I don't want to open up the door. He helps out people over there, whatever, he helps them out to get things out of their cars. Yeah, whatever you need. Shaimrim and Shmira, this zillion organizations, I can't even keep track of them anymore. I saw 1,500 people that came over. Did you see the organizations? And Misaskim, Yankee Maya? One guy, one Jew. Yankee Maya decided. What a number it is. People used to worry, schlep from here, schlep from there. That's just one part of Misaskim. Bringing the chairs and bringing the Sefer Torahs, whatever they bring. The heroes of today's day, these are heroes, Rabbi say. The heroes of today's day. We have them around. We have them sitting in this room. What Misaskim is. Everybody. I'm just skipping through quickly because you have to know when to stop when you. Chaim Kreisel was once told over that he became sick. The doctors gave him 6 months to live. 6 months to live. So he went to the stipler. Rabbi Vasilachton Stipler, he says to the Stipler, what should I do? He said to him, go out there and raise money for Achnosas Kala. That's it. So he told him, I want to tell you why. He says, we daven every morning in davening. El Dvarm. Sorry. Bika Chaylim. Achnosas Kala, Ulavayas Hameis. Bika Chaylim, next should be Ulavayas Hameis. What? Achnosas Kala doing in the middle. That's the Stipler, it's Reb Chaim Kreisel. What's it doing in the middle? Bika Chaylim. Right? Bika Chaylim, right? Achnosas Kala, and Alvayas Hameis. He says, because if you want to stop the Alvayas Hameis, go out there and become. He raised for the next 25 years $30 million himself. This is the time of $30 million was a lot of money. Today. But the 30 million. Rabbi say, the amount of Achnosas Kala goes on an hour there. We used to go on if a person needed to make a chasana in Europe. All the stories, Rabbi say. Today, people stand online to give money. They want to help out Chasas Chasen. What a nation of tzaddikim we are, a nation of heroes. That's what goes on, Chasas Kala. The Takana halls, what they are. Takana halls are pushed to Zachar base wherever you turn. There's not enough halls today. Not enough. I want to tell you a story. There's a Yid, very chashuv Yid. Rabbi Eagle is his name. The one who runs the Yel V'Yalda. Eagle, right? Eagle is his name. Yeah, he runs Yel V'Yalda. He once told me, his first Rebbitzin was Nifta while he was building up the hall. It's called a terrace Rivka, named for his first wife. So he told me he had an Einfall when she was sick. He's going to make a hall. He's going to make a hall. The Armalite, cheaper hall. I have a hall in Barapak. He's very close to the Belzerov. Very, very close to him. He told me he went. These poor people told me a story and I told the whole world. Nah, he doesn't mind. I asked him up. He doesn't mind. He went to the Belzerov and he said to him, "Ich will bauen a wedding hall, a billig hall for the Armalite." The Belzerov, he says, big person. He stands up, Malaika say at me. He says, "A billig hall for the Armalite? You build a beautiful hall for them." I said, "Very nice hall. Where do you have this?" In Lakewood. Wherever you turn today, the halls. You know what it means today to me? Chasana for $15. I'm sorry, you can make a chasana today for $8,000-$9,000, including music and flowers and all good Sachen. Never happened before. People went bankrupt from weddings. People went bankrupt. I figure when I say that's it, it's not shaykh to find any more chesed organizations. You can't. Everything is done and done already. Torah organization is a new one. Every day is a new one. Because the heroes of Klal Yisrael, I said the heroes of Klal Yisrael. What it means, the heroes of Klal Yisrael. Caring about individuals. Our Gedolei Yisrael. Our Gedolei Yisrael. It's a separate topic and deserves a whole shir. Our Gedolei Yisrael caring about individuals. You could go to a Rebbe, to a Rosh Yeshiva, and sit for 4 hours. They give you all the time in the world, one child. I won't tell you a story. I heard from Gershon Weiss, Chassadik Levroch, I heard it from. I might say a story, I know exactly where I got it from. Gershon Weiss lived in Borough Park on 18th Avenue, on top of a Hasidic couple. They had kids. The woman in that house, of the Hasidic house, got something called MS, multiple sclerosis. She was sick. It's a disease that today there's ways already of holding it, medications. It's a bisschen behind. It's not good, but the kids, she became pregnant. The doctor said, forget it. It's going to hurt her very badly. She could die from it. They have to abort the child immediately, finish the child, and gang right. Shver Shiloh. Gershon Weiss, word for word. They went to Moshe Bick. Was the Rav in Borough Park then? They went to Moshe Bick to ask him, what do we do? Moshe Bick thought said, Shver Shiloh, go to the east side for Moshe Feinstein. The one man that Rabbi Yoshev had gesagt of him, he sent from him Eretz Yisrael. Rabbi Yoshev sent Shilas to America to Rabbi Moshe. So one person, the kids, they went to Rabbi Moshe. Rabbi Moshe says, tell me all the details. Tell me all the details. I told him all the details. I mean, I used to go, my mother used to send me to the east side to get Shilas for Rabbi Moshe. Well, giving a name, whatever we always did, went to Rabbi Moshe. Rabbi Moshe was busy day and night and day and night and day and night. And Kol HaTorah Kula, it's not shaykh. He never had to think, him and Rabbi Yoshev never had to think 1 second he asked him Shiloh. He answered immediately to the source, to the root, to the Gemara, to the Shulchan Aruch, right on the spot. He says, give me the details. He said, come back to you in a few hours. Maybe he wants to talk to a few doctors. He says, you should have the baby, you'll be gesund, and the child will be gesund. So of course the child was gesund. The child was born, and the mother certainly didn't worsen. And Baruch Hashem, that baby, your Moshe gesagt is gesagt. And finish, Rabbi saying. Yesh next tells me one day he's going down the steps and he hears a tumult just so that in the neighbor's house. He runs over there, there's a sick lady there. He says, what's the excitement over here? He says, Rabbi Moshe Feinstein is on the phone now. Rabbi Moshe Feinstein is on the phone now. Asking for the mother. He's standing there. He's standing there. He says to the mother, according to my cheshbon, your baby is 1 year old today. I called to say happy birthday. I heard from Gershon Weiss, who was standing there. I called to say happy birthday to this lady. I told it over somewhere a number of years later. He's a Hasidic young man there saying, he says, it's true. He says, it's my brother's birthday. It was my brother. Gershon through the story. The Gedolei Yisrael. Every Tzara Mashiyah came to their Moshe Zechazayik Levracha. The birthday of the child to make the mother happy. Imagine the simcha of the mother. We said, we could do it. We could do it. You make it around once a week, I'm going to do a chesed. Is it Alman? Is it Yasmin? Is it a shovel the snow? You can do whatever you want, you can do. It's so easy to help out somebody. And Klal Yisrael does it. Everybody's a hero. I say, everybody's a hero. It's Moshe. Moshe, happy birthday. The chesed that goes on, I want to tell you l'shmoi. I'm Shmuel Kunda. Shmuel Kunda, Mori, your Rebbe, Shmuel Kunda. I'll tell you a murder thing he once told me. Famous Gemara in Shabbos Chav Ches, famous Gemara when Rabbi Ben Azai became the Nasi of Klal Yisrael. Gamliel, the ganze mice over there. Harei Kilu, Shemshana, he got white, whatever happened over there. I say Ayayim, that day, many things happened to change that day. Because till then, you had to pay to get into the Beis Medrash, and you had to be Teichei Kebaroi, you had to be Kor. He made a new rule, he made a new rule, Beleza made a new rule. You want to learn Torah, you come and learn Torah. It's today's Dor, Rabbi said, today's Dor. You want to learn Torah, you go Torah. Wherever you want to go, you can learn Torah. Hot scroll, what they did for the world, the Masifta, it's unbelievable. You can learn Torah, everyone can learn Torah, and it's the heroes of Klal Yisrael, Rabbi say. So that day, the Gemara says they added 400 seats to the Beis Medrash. The Shul couldn't make a fact. Why didn't you just say they had 400 more people came into the Beis Medrash? Where's the 400 seats? Well, what shot in that? 400 seats. So, Balabat says to see, they added, it says benches over there. Maybe they added benches, each one had 4 seats. So 1,600 seats. Crazy. The Gemara says maybe 700 machlokes. 400 and 700, the Gemara says over there. So maybe it means benches. No. They came in and they said, here, sit down. You know the difference when it means a Yid comes into shul and doesn't know where to sit down? That's my seat. Your seat? I've seen it, Rabbi say. Here's a benkeler. Have a seat. They didn't just tell, come in. They made him comfortable. That's today's Klal Yisrael, Rabbi say. That's today's Klal Yisrael. We take care of everybody. We try to anyways. This Pashit, somebody told me he was living in Atlanta. There was a hurricane in Florida 2 years ago. And they had to run away. They were told to run. They went to Atlanta, 500 people, got there Friday afternoon, and no time. What goes on by us, the Chasas Archim, Rabbi say? The Zayd Avram Avinu, he taught us the Chasas Archim. The Zayd Avram Avinu taught us the Chasas Archim. What Avram Avinu Tavek is the Chasas Archim, we know. I know, Zevi training, Ramanal in the Yeshiva once told, he told psychologists to laugh at you. Shmuley, the same Shul training, once told me that most of his life he slept on the floor in his house. For the amount of guests they have in the house. Morty Florence, some people I know, most of the year, he left on the floor. He saw a psychologist take a kid out of his bed and put him on the floor, let him to sugar, the kid will go off to Derek. What happened to the kid? Shmuley Training, a very normal guy. Very normal, sit on the floor. The Chas Erchem and Klal Yisrael today, what goes on? The Chas Erchem and Klal Yisrael, it's not shaykh. It's unbelievable what goes on. Hurricane Sandy to you meant nothing, Rabbi say. You lived in Flatbush, you had a very comfortable life. Hurricane Sandy, you lived in Far Rockaway, wasn't fun. I remember like yesterday when it happened 9 years ago. Suddenly, lights went out, my basement, goodbye. You know what it means to watching your refrigerator, you're floating along, refrigerators and furniture, all good Sachen. Destroyed, 1,500 homes were destroyed. People got to work immediately. Went on. What is the same Parshat by Yaakov? When they said, bring stuff, right? Bring stuff for the Mishkan, right? What's the by Yaakov? It was too much here. That's it. This is for the Mishkan. He said, no more Ish v'Isha. Don't bring any more. It's fine. We're fine. We have enough. There were so many trucks from Klal Yisrael across the world sending clothing and food to Far Rockaway that they had to turn away the trucks. There was meals served for the next 3-4 weeks. Breakfast, lunch, and supper in 3 places. Anybody had whatever they wanted. I go out one morning, the second day after the flood, I see a guy standing there. He says, hey, Rabbi, he says to me, you want a Danish and a coffee? I said, Rabbi, I didn't need it then. I hadn't davened yet. I go over to he has a car there, a van set up over there. He says, who are you? I said, I had to, it's a book. He says, people need a coffee in the morning. He came from Borough Park with 3 big tanks of coffee. He set up in his van with a few hundred Danishes. And everyone was carrying out to have a Danish coffee in the morning, make them feel comfortable. We're Klal Yisrael. We're heroes. We're Klal Yisrael. We are such heroes that everybody say. That's after a whole year, a whole summer of listening to all the Yidden. It's wonderful. The Musa is very important. Realize who we are and what we are. I can't tell you what went on in this Sandy then. I want to tell you something. I was driving to Brooklyn during Sandy. I see a line of Nishtunzer mentioned. Waiting by 60, 70, by Kirche, right? Waiting line. They were waiting for soggy Red Cross sandwiches. We were waiting there for soggy Red Cross sandwiches. Kobe Mazda was going on by us. I'm talking about catered meals and clothing. the nicest, fanciest clothing everybody wanted. We're heroes, guys. Realize who we are. We walk out of here tonight in the shul, wherever you're listening over there. Bull says thousands. Walk out of here saying, proud of yourself, what we could do. What a yachid could do, every yachid could do. Walk out of here saying, look what we are, Klal Yisrael. What a special nation. I have a list. I'm stopping. We are special, Rabbi say. We can't stop, we can't forget for a second who we are, what our nation is. Doesn't matter, it doesn't matter. We're a wonderful nation. You get stuck somewhere. The teacher, there was a Mrs. Rivka Gutkin, who was a teacher in our school. She told me once, there was a single Shabbos come out, didn't have guests in the house on Shabbos. You know where she lived? Omaha, Nebraska. Her father was a sheikhet. I said, what pshat? I guess he says, I forgot what she told me that Omaha was a hub for a certain airline. So people always got stuck there for Shabbos. They would open up the phone book, right? Look for a rabbi. They're stuck there, got for Shabbos. The phone book, something called phone books years ago, Rabbi say. A thick book, or phone books, whatever it was. There was phone booths, Rabbi said, there was tokens on subways, whatever it was. So it says people needed to have a place. They looked for, he was called a reverend, he was in the book. Was it a rabbi? And I asked every Shabbos. By us, it's a problem. We give away the last piece of this drink of water we have to give away to Yenim. That's Klal Yisrael, the heroes of Klal Yisrael. You, Rabbi say, every person here is a hero. Every person, both in Torah as we started out before, and the Chesed HaTova, let's continue to be heroes to help other people, help ourselves. Amen v'amen.
Amen. Wow. Gewaldig. Rabbi Bender, who's our heroes? Rosh Hashiva is our hero. He made all of us heroes tonight. And such limits of Klal Yisrael, unbelievable. All the tzarahs have to stop. The Eibush Shir, all the tefillahs that went through tonight, that we should all be zoichet to the Guru Shleim and Aksiv Chesimetayve. Also like to thank the supporters of David Lang, the Nishmas Dvorah, Basar Yisrael, Fisher family, Nishmas Rav Avram, Rabbi Yosef, Rasker family, Nishmas Rabbi Yom Moshman, Avram Kami, and Mr. Alti Freilich for sponsoring today's shir. Rabbi say, tomorrow night is the big dinner of Irgun Torah. Please, we're asking everybody, look how much chizik we got tonight. Look how much chizik thousands of people all over the world are getting tonight. You want to be part of it. You want to be part of not just coming and getting chizik yourself. You want to be part of the people that's creating this chizik for all over the world. This machine of Abatza Torah, which is creating chizik and chesed, and tefillah, and limud Torah, all over the world. You can have a chelik. Please call Irgun Torah. You want to sponsor shir. We have the shurim every Sunday by Rabbi Smith in the Stolen Shul in Borough Park in English. We have many shurim in many different neighborhoods worldwide. Soon is starting Yeshivas Ben Azmanim, many locations in America and Israel. Yeshivas Chalamoy for thousands of kids coming every day. Big Zikr Abim. Be part of it. Call Irgun Torah at 718-851-8651. Email your pledge to ist@yeshivana.com. But more importantly, tomorrow night, come to the dinner of Irgun Torah. Get chizuk. Be mechazik Klal Yisrael. In this chus, we should all be zoichet taksiva v'chasim toiva lana l'Klal Yisrael. Amen. Abcham lekashem rot kishbach l'zak Yisrael v'geben und tamet shalom aven chofas amen tzidkoi. Yagdil Torah v'yadish. Kaddish. Amen. Amen.